Welcome back. Grand festivities continue in Ayodhya, especially at the Ram Katha Park right now, where Yogi Adityanath is not only felicitating many of the seers and saints who've collected for this grand celebration. He's, of course, done the Aarti of Ram and Sita. He's welcomed them. And, of course, he's welcomed the chief guest, South Korean First Lady, for the event. His address, especially to that constituency that he's felicitating right now, the constituency of the saints and the seers who've been working for a Ram temple in Ayodhya, who've been part of the movement of the Ram Janmabhoomi, is going to be extremely important. He must also be aware, as I go back to my colleague Nalini Sharma joining us live from on ground, is that the sentiment is quickly growing very, very restless, and there needs to be some sort of intervention, some sort of message that comes across to them, because they have clearly given an ultimatum to the government to do something. And there is massive pressure now mounting on the BJP, both at the center and at the state level, to do something about this. Nalini.
Absolutely, Shivani. In fact, we're going to stay with the live visuals even as we get you this live report right from the Ram Katha Park, where the Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath currently is felicitating not only the sons and the mahants who have gathered here today to celebrate Diwali and the Deepotsav on the eve of Diwali, but also several Korean dignitaries that you can see who are on the stage right now, sharing the stage with the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, along with the Governor of Bihar as well as the Governor of UP, and VK Singh, who are all present here to take part in these grand celebrations right here at Ayodhya, at the birthplace of Lord Ram. But yes, like you're correctly pointing out, there is massive pressure growing on the BJP at the central as well as the state level, especially when it comes to this sensitive topic of Ram Mandir. The question that now remains is that whether or not the government is going to be coming forth with an ordinance to this regard, because that is exactly what all of these people on ground are now demanding. After the Supreme Court has come forth and delayed the hearing in the Ram Mandir Babri Masjid issue until after January 2019, a political storm has raged, with Yogi Adityanath coming forth and speaking out openly against the decision of the Supreme Court, saying that this should not have been done. And in fact, Ram Mandir at Ayodhya is a requirement right now. At the same time, we also need to remember that this is an issue that is extremely sensitive, especially with regard to the 2019 general elections. It's an issue that is going to be politicized not only by the opposition but also by the BJP, especially keeping in mind the victory for the 2019 elections, because that is what both the factions will be striving for. And this has been one of the issues at the absolute forefront when we talk about the 2019 general elections. The question, however, now remains is that whether or not the central government is going to bring forth an ordinance, because that seems to be the only solution or the only option left in their kitty if they want to bring forth some kind of respite, some kind of relief to the people on ground, to the people in Ayodhya, and in fact even across Uttar Pradesh, who have been demanding a building of a Ram Mandir right here at the birthplace of Ram, even before the Supreme Court came into the picture. Of course, the focus is now on the central government, but for today, we have to wait and watch out for what Yogi Adityanath says, because for several months now, he has been promising that Diwali is not, this Diwali this year in 2018 is going to be unlike any other Diwali that people have seen. We can already see that from the magnanimity of this entire situation, from the number of people, the kind of turnout that we're witnessing in Ayodhya today from people not only across the state but across the country who have come down at the birthplace of Lord Ram just to witness this grand spectacle.
Yes. And, you know, there is a sense that you're getting from the energy with Yogi Adityanath that he's kind of taking this almost as a personal litmus test as well. There's a lot of personal pride attached for him in the organization of this Deepotsav, which has been happening since he took over as Chief Minister. But there is that painting that is also being now given as a token of appreciation and a gift to all those present on the stage. And it seems to be a painting of a temple. If you can have a better look at it, Nalini, can you see what it really has on it?
Well, Shivani, yes, you are correctly pointing out that there is a painting that is being handed to all of these dignitaries right now. And like you pointed out, because of this entire issue surrounding the construction of the Ram Mandir, the bigger question over here really is that whether all of these celebrations that are being organized today, whether all of these promises that are being made to the people in Ayodhya, is all of this just a build-up to the Ram Mandir actually being built in Ayodhya? Because after this entire crowd being gathered here, if Yogi Adityanath comes forth and makes a demand for a Ram Mandir at Ayodhya that he has been saying several times now, to the extent that he's openly spoken out against the Supreme Court order, of course it is something that the people on ground are expecting. It's something that the people have come here to hear, because the demand for a Ram Mandir is growing and growing on ground. That is what people want. That is what people believe is and should be rightfully theirs, considering that it is the birthplace of Lord Ram. However, it is not just Yogi Adityanath who can facilitate that. It has to be done by the central government right at the top to ensure that an ordinance comes into the picture. And we've also seen several people come forth, more specifically Rakesh Sinha from the RSS, come forth and state that he is likely to bring a private member's bill, especially on the issue of the building of the Ram temple. The question, however, now remains is that whether this is an issue that is going to be made only and only political, because on the ground and for the people right here in Ayodhya, it's not political. It's about their faith. It's about their religion. For the Supreme Court, it's about a land dispute and nothing more than that. But for the politicians, for the opposition, for the ruling dispensation, it's nothing more than an issue to play politics on. So the demand, although for the Ram Mandir, is growing. With respect to the 2019 elections, we'll have to wait and watch whether or not something really happens, or whether it is all pointing fingers at each other and just a complete politicization of the people's faith.
Yes. BJP, of course, continues to face the charge, especially from the opposition, that they do this every time elections come rolling. While in 2014 and also in 2017, when the UP Assembly elections were being held, Ram Mandir was not that big an issue that the BJP had raked up. It has always been part of its manifesto. And now when it's seeking the return to centre as a mandate, it seems they've come back to it. That is what the opposition feels.